Ash and JD, they're the host, talking real, they're not like most. Podcasting fun with a side of wit, get ready, cause you won't wanna quit. They bring the laughs, they bring the noise, sharing stories of their crazy joys. From deep discussions to silly tales, the Real Talking podcast never fails. Grab your headphones, get ready to groove. Ash and JD will make your mood improve. Banter that's witty and oh so sly. Their chemistry's electric, you can't deny.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Real Talking Podcast with your hosts Ash and JD. Now we do have to apologise. Last week, unfortunately, the stars couldn't align. We couldn't get it out. So yeah, just unfortunately, he's had to miss just one week without us. It hasn't killed anyone. Well, hopefully not. Anyway, you never know. Fucking old was it Danny G might be missing out. He's probably hanging from the rafters since he's missed out on that. Not that he's messaged in a long time anyway. But I think we need to start off with America's great again now.
That's it.
He's literally trumped the lot, hasn't he? I've just been laughing all week. Well, not all week, but since
announced. Well, since it's Wednesday, wasn't it?
Wednesday, when he was officially won the race. Have you seen all these compilations of the lefties and whatever they're saying? So the people that didn't want him to win, just absolutely kicking off, screaming, crying.
Isn't it mad? If you're on the left, you could a liberal, but if you're on the right, you could far right fascist.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. But I've seen some of them. Yeah.
It's just it's absolutely ridiculous. I did notice a lot of them are of the LGBTQ plus and all the rest of the letters, society, membership. I don't know how it works. If there is a scheme for it, monthly subscription or something. But a lot of them were of that persuasion anyway.
What I found interesting, obviously, when it comes to the votes in America, they can always do it. So, like, what I found interesting was more Muslims voted for Donald Trump than they did Camilla, and more black men from the age, I think, 18 to 35 voted for Trump than Camilla. Yeah. So just those factions as well, because I know a lot of gay people voted for Trump, like, because he said he's going to disband all the stuff after, like, lesbian and gay, because it's obviously obviously lesbian and gay doesn't mean you want to be associated with trans and everything like that.
Yeah.
So he said, like, he's going to kind of like separate identity, give them like a separate.
Well, it's mainly because of, I mean, we've got it a lot over here as well, where one of his quotes was literally, I don't want people dressed in drag reading a story, reading a book to our children.
Yeah.
And we have it over here. There was riots in Ireland a couple of months ago because there was literally like male strippers dancing in like an infant's library. And it's not right. You know, the kids, they need to stay innocent. They don't need any of this extra stuff. They're trying to figure out life in general, how the world works. And then to throw that into the faces, it's not helping. So I know it is a bit of a touchy subject around everything that's gone on, but I think he's right in sticking with what he believes with that anyway. But he has always said he's a fan of the gays, as he puts it. He's not bothered. It's not for him, but yeah, he's happy for people to be what they want to be.
The best thing about it, though, because obviously all these people that slagged him off on Twitter and everything 8 years ago, when he came in that worked for Labour, have you seen all that stuff? So, like, one of them called him like a fascist far right thug. America's going to go to shit, and now he's one of the main people in Labour.
Yeah,
and he put out a tweet, "Congratulations, Donald Trump."
Yeah, because they had dinner with him a couple of months ago as well, and he's just had to pedal back and just say, look, those comments are in the past, and I don't mean it, and feel the same about him these days. But it's because he knew that Trump was going to win, and they have to try and get onto the good sides again, don't they? But I don't know if you saw it with one of the rallies where Nigel Farage was sitting in the crowd.
Oh yes, I did, and he called him up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he starts hyping him up and saying he got the most votes in the UK, but their system, like the voting system, isn't right. So he got screwed over essentially, and saying how he's a good friend, and hopefully that's the start of something to change now, because the UK isn't happy. Everyone's getting taxed more and everything again now after the way that the budget come out the other week. And yeah, I'm surprised that the riots haven't started yet. There's been multiple farmers that have taken their own lives as well because of
the inheritance tax.
Yeah,
all that kind of thing.
So yeah, I feel like things have got to change pretty quick, and I can just see a call for another referendum happening soon enough. Well, it won't be soon enough, but I can see it being on the cards in 18 months ish. And then, I think when that does happen, Nigel will definitely be in power then.
I can't think why anyone voted for Labour. It just baffles my head.
It's obviously hindsight, but I think the majority of people that wasn't looking at the reform policies that they wanted to bring in, they were just thinking, we've got worse under the Tory government, so we want change.
The best of a bad bunch, I suppose.
Yeah, but obviously straight away, Keir, he's just gone against everything that he said, and
literally everything he said he wasn't going to do, he's done.
He's and twofold as well, though, hasn't he? He's not just done it; he's doubled down on it, and it's just been ridiculous. You're looking at all this, as you've said enough times, the foreign aid that they keep sending out, and wanting to. Well, not wanting to. He's going to increase national insurance when it's not. The majority of us aren't using the national insurance. It's because the NHS can't keep up, and they're having to outsource a lot of it, to the private sector of the doctors and all that, and then they can just throw in whatever silly figures they want because they know, well, I'm going to get paid. Even a delivery driver, I don't know what he was delivering, probably like a kidney or something, but literally from A to B within an hour, he just dropped off this parcel, £400, and it's like, just that's just a man with a van as well. It's just ridiculous.
It doesn't make sense to do stuff like that.
So yeah, hopefully Trump can throw his weight around a little bit and force a bit of shit to happen. Because literally, like the next day, wasn't it? China have come out congratulating him, saying that they want to be close allies.
It's brought. I don't know if it's got something to do with it. It's brought the base rate for the mortgages down. But I don't know if that was something to do with Trump or whatever, because obviously everything just seems to have, like, Bitcoin shot up. Like, obviously, if Kamala Harris would have won in, he would have probably won the other way in terms of Bitcoin. But it's just interesting to see how just him being announced just affects so much stuff, because he said people coming out and saying stuff like that.
It really has. I think the only one that I haven't seen much about is the situation with Israel and Gaza. But again, it's only a matter of time before he sorts it out. And not only is just the president again, though, he's got the backing of the Senate as well.
Yeah. Which he didn't have last time.
No. So literally, whatever he wants to put through, he's going to have no backlash.
Yeah.
He'll be like, no, I'm in charge. This is what's going on, and we're doing it. So I'm kind of jealous.
Isn't it mad how you're more excited for, like, the USA now than you are for your own politics, which is pretty mad, but it's true. That's
what I was saying. I'm pretty jealous, to be fair.
Him saving us, he does it from a different country.
I feel like he's gonna, though, isn't he? He's literally, he's put his mind to wanting to help everyone, and he's doing it.
I don't know if it's correct, but I've seen, like, Andrew Tate said he's going to move back to America now that Donald Trump's back in.
whether he's allowed in or not, though.
Well, he's got a passport in there. His dad was American, so he's classed as, and he was born there.
Yeah, I think just depends on the convictions because they're still trying to do him in
Yeah.
Russia. Was it Russia that he was in?
No, it was Romania, but
Romania.
technically, he's because he'd have the passport, he should be able to go in pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has been found guilty.
No, but the last I'd heard, the case was still ongoing. They were trying to get more just on him of similar allegations and that. I don't know. It was just a brief little clip I saw.
Here's what I want to speak to you about. Diddy's list. Everyone keeps going about Diddy's list. Have you heard of anyone who's on Diddy's list? And why is it taking so long to hear about who's on this list?
Well, all I keep seeing is, photoshopped, made up lists. And the order of it,
It's always
most of them,
something to
it's
do with
Jay-Z,
Beyonce. Yeah.
Beyonce. So
what's that about?
Well, when this list gets leaked anyway, it's not going to be number
No,
ordering.
no,
They're not going to
yeah.
have the most famous ones at the top of the list. It'll be in alphabetical order, won't it?
But like, what is their list like of the people involved?
Yeah, so the list is going to be connecting what other, well, not just celebrities, but whatever other people are a part of
I just found it
the
interesting
illegal activities that he was doing.
why it's taking so long just to get any other name.
I mean, it's got to be under lock and key, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's that big of a deal. They've got to make sure they've got everything right before anything starts slipping out. Because again, you think it's if a name accidentally got leaked and
There wasn't involved.
there wasn't actually involved in it,
then
then and it's obviously with America, it's all the
Council,
lawsuits that will
yeah.
have to not have to that will happen then. So yeah, if Jay-Z does get name dropped on this Diddy's list, he's got that much wealth that he just fucking throw it all at him, all the lawyers and that, and then he'd make even more money again then, unless he was convicted guilty as well. It is strange though. You'd expect it to go through a bit quicker with how serious everything is, but I suppose it literally is just down to they've got to make sure what they've got is correct. Especially
that's all right because it was everything, and then obviously because all this presidential race is coming, obviously I hadn't heard nothing about it.
no.
I was just wondering, like, that's all. I'm just interested to know who's on the list.
Well, I know Baby Oil, Johnson's Baby Oil, they're a bit gutted because they've lost out on millions of pounds or dollars every year now, aren't they? I don't know who's going to be able to replace that. There's no Hugh Hefner around anymore, Mr. Playboy. So I don't know who's going to be able to take that load.
There was that Dan Bazarian, but he got found out, didn't he? That he was like
he was faking it all, weren't he? But then again, I don't know how he could fake it.
No, so without going, because I can't remember the details in my head. He wasn't faking us. He was, but like he wasn't until his manager left, and he put his dad as manager, who's a convicted criminal from forgery, like fraud in the past. That his stocks then fell to the point where they're not worth anything. But I can't remember the in and out story of that now.
I don't know.
But I want to be spreading no fake news out there, mate.
No, because it's all about the realness on this podcast. Real talk, real facts. But, back to another felon. He literally has lived the American dream, hasn't he? He's obviously worth billions himself anyway. And with all that's happened to him this year, obviously with the court cases, which are still ongoing, 2 assassination attempts, he's just absolutely busted, hasn't he?
Again, I always feel like people like that's if this was the opposite way around and someone was calling like a lefty, a liberal, what you want to call them, and was really throwing it down your throat, like they want to do this, they want to do that. Someone, because that's what they was doing. They're saying he's far right, fascist.
Yeah.
Someone needs not to be a cannibal because it's free speech, but you can't start throwing those accusations around. You can't be lefties are all good and then
righties
are all bad. Like, because obviously you want to agree with everything that like the right hand side does, so to speak. But you want to agree with everything the left hand, like it's just got to make sense combined to a
Yeah,
degree. But just going back to that, I always find that was interesting because if someone keeps saying someone something and then he gets tries to get assassinated twice, it's because everyone keeps saying he's something. He's
yeah.
fascist, he's far right.
Mm.
Just I always thought that was a bit unnecessary.
It definitely is, but
Like
the
what?
videos are out
Yeah,
there of him saying how he loves black people and this and that. He loves the gays and
yeah.
whatever.
Just on that's what I mean. I don't know why they think that because
Yeah,
under Trump before black was it no, but everyone was working.
yeah.
Everyone,
Everything
yeah,
was up. All
everything was up for
the
every
employment rates, taxes were down. Fucking
for everyone, all
yeah. It was
ethnicities. Yeah,
across the board. And then once Biden took over, it showed the stats next to each other. And so Trump's were all green ticks, and everything was all red crosses under the Biden fucking power. I even saw one American news presenter absolutely shouting his head off, saying how because Kamala is female, not white, um, and then because she's fucking on the right, that's why the Americans were scared to vote for her. So, no, no,
no.
and he was adamant. Like what he was saying is why nothing to do with policies or anything. Just the Americans aren't ready for this female to be in charge. So no, it's just fucking. She hasn't got enough backing of the people. And again, I saw with there was a map of all the states, and I don't know. Let's just say there's 12 states where you don't need your ID to vote,
Yeah,
and every one of those ones were in favour of Kamala apparently.
right.
And so obviously they're trying to say how the voting was rigged with that.
Yeah.
I did see a couple of videos where they're pressing the screen.
Oh yeah, and he won clicking all. Yeah,
Yeah, so they're
he
pressing
won
Donald and it
selecting. Yeah,
wasn't selecting it. But then if they press any other one, like Kamala, then it would go, it would highlight. But then you try and click it again and it wasn't working. So I mean, what would you do in that situation? You'd have to just
you'd have to call someone
yeah,
or
you'd have
ask
to
them,
like
can you
walk
do
and
a
just
paper
say,
vote?
yeah,
Go somewhere else and
this
do
isn't
a paper
fucking
vote. Yeah.
working. What's going on?
Well, what I found interesting during the voting stage was different people were saying different results. So you'd go on one news channel and they were saying like Fox is saying it's so much to Trump, so much to Camilla, and then you'd go to like say, but here BBC was saying off there they were gonna, I think of so like different news was saying different that people's winning and losing. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I think it's harder with the American system though because each state had different percentages of
Yeah,
votes
so
as
but
well,
like
wasn't it?
you'd go on one on TikTok, so we'd have CNN, and then they would have like it was whatever it was to this person, whatever it to that person,
Mm,
and you scroll and it'd be like Fox News, and they're saying it's more towards this one, and it's all complete opposites, and you're seeing
yeah,
people saying Camilla's won, she's won, she's already won, then you
there
scroll
was a
down,
lot of people
lot of
jumping
that,
the gun.
yeah,
It's yeah, it was quite entertaining with a lot of this fake news and that we've been seeing. Uh, but I love it though. So I am jealous of how passionate they are for it as well.
mm,
Well, not that I'd be screaming and shouting and crying because I didn't get my way, but you know, you just got the crowds there and they're all
yeah,
cheering, and just you didn't get none of that with us. It
no,
was just as soon as it happened, it was like, well, we're fucked anyway, and it was just a big mass depression
yeah,
almost immediately. Whereas, yeah, you see, it's literally night and day with how happy a lot of the people are. It's yeah, but that is the American way, isn't it?
yeah.
And hopefully, he will spread the joy, spread the wealth.
I would love to see like even if it's from everyone's saying how bad he's going to make everything. I'd like them to see what their reaction in 4 years' time.
But
Ju-
those people won't admit to
no,
it then.
no, because I've seen it weren't Jimmy Fallon. He was another news show host in America, and he was saying that people who voted wrong, basically half the majority voted wrong. Obviously, 'cause they voted for Trump,
Mm,
and he was crying over Ukraine and just crying over like, why is he crying over Ukraine? Like, it was getting emotional, and I didn't get it. Look, give him a chance. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can't be telling everyone they voted wrong. You've got to give him the chance now
Mhm.
to prove you wrong or right.
Yeah, I think with like that, I can't think of who it was. I know I did see the clip. Um,
I can't. It's not Jimmy Fallon. Is it Jimmy something? No, is it the other Jimmy one? I can't remember. Anyway, but
yeah,
there's a few of
but
them
it,
that
I,
opened up the thing saying all this stuff.
yeah, I think a lot of it was crocodile tears. To be fair, though, trying to just get a bit more favour towards themselves. But, I mean,
Scared
we're
of the
gonna
list,
get
then
it.
now in case they're on the list.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Trump's not going to be on it anyway, is he? Or
No.
is he? We don't know.
Well,
To be fair, they probably would try and doctor it to put him
yeah.
onto it so they could get him out of power. But no, he's going to save the world. It's going to be an interesting, well, over the next few weeks when we start seeing what he's actually doing.
Because when does he come in power? Is it January the 6th? Is that when he actually goes into the White House? Is it January?
I think so.
I think January. I always remember it being like when you see him on TV, it's cold, looks fucking freezing.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure it's January 6th. I might be wrong.
yeah, I thought it was like the turn of the year basically.
Yeah,
But the Americans will know all that, won't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
America. I've
Oh,
seen some
yeah.
funny stuff though, like on TikTok, of like, just with like you got Camilla side by side with Donald Trump, and she says something like, and he was like, "If you're woke, you're a loser." Fucking, have you seen that one? And then, like,
I've not seen that one.
oh
No.
mate, it's fucking yeah. I've saw some right funny stuff.
The fact that she hid for half the day as well.
Oh, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't come out when she found out she was losing or something as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she literally there was people there waiting for a speech, and she just wouldn't come out.
No, no.
So I thought that was quite naughty of her.
Oh,
Um,
January 20th, mate. I always find that's weird the way the Americans do the date. The 20th of January, not January 20th.
Yeah,
Obviously, we would say 20th of January because we've said day, month, year.
Yeah.
It's a clock, left, middle, right. Tick, tick, tick. It's a weird format to have. Any that one is.
well, I mean, Americans do have a few things, not backwards, but just strange the way a lot of it is. I saw a video the other week. Um, it was Americans not knowing the joy of a bacon sandwich. Now I know you're not
Yeah.
the best one
No,
to
no,
talk to
but
about this because
but-
you're not the best bacon fans.
do not have like a sausage sandwich then as well.
No, like
Oi, oi, sausage and egg sandwich.
they don't know
Oi.
about it. It's just, but a simple bacon sandwich, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice thick breads, butter, bit of brown sauce. Red sauce is for girls. And
Oh, they don't even have brown sauce, do they?
no,
they
they're like,
don't
"What's
even know
this?"
it's brown
Like,
sauce.
it's steak sauce, but they don't know that
Yeah.
it's brown sauce. I like watching some of them videos, to be fair, when it's the Americans and they're trying English things like a biscuit.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
that.
They all love the Terry's chocolate orange. I've seen on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
then kettles, because they
Kettles,
don't have
yeah,
kettles.
Yeah.
So when they try and make a cup of tea, they'll literally pour cold water into a cup
And put it in
put it in the
microwave.
microwave. It's, oh God. Look, I know, again, you're not a tea drinker, so you don't really understand it as well. You're not as offended about it as what most British people will be. And I know it's still achieving the same thing because the water's still going from cold to hot, but it's just not right.
Yeah, it's no. I get this stuff because it's like a beer on draft is different from a bottled beer, even though it's the same product.
Yeah,
It just tastes better.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it's just good. So it's for a change. We've had some good news in a week, and yeah, it's going to look good. I'm looking forward to how things are going to be now.
Mm.
We are going to get onto the correspondence in a moment, but just on my notes, because sometimes I do have notes. We do all the prep on this podcast. It's just reminding me of something that happened the other week. Obviously, got a dog, walk him all the time. I'm quite fortunate by mine because there is a lot of bins around. So when I can pick up, when I do pick up the dog mess, I got a good selection to put it into. But there's one bin. It's next to just like a patch of grass, and a lot of people like to just put excess rubbish there.
Right,
So
right.
it's not really fly tipping,
They're
but
just putting next to the
they're
bin.
just putting
yeah.
excess bin bags that they ain't got enough room in, like their normal garden waste bins, putting it next to it.
Cheeky boys.
Just fucking lazy fuckers. And to be fair, it's because a lot of people don't recycle properly. You know, I know I've said it before. I've got 2 bins in my kitchen, and the recycling that is full all the time because I'll go through everything properly. You know, you got to look after this planet. What would Trump do?
That's what we got to think now, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was a purple delivery bag, like a Sheen bag or something, that was next to this bin, and obviously you could see it in the dark. It was that bright of a purple. But like, for a couple of days walking past it, and the dog would stop, sniff it, and piss on it each time. And then there was the one day, as I've done this lap around again, this was on the afternoon after work. I've come round the corner. There was this old man who had come from Asda walking in front of me, and he's obviously seen this bag, stopped, looked at it, obviously thought, I quite like this bag.
Yeah.
He's picked it up,
Oh.
rubbed it on his jacket, on his like fleece, because to him it's just a little bit wet because it was raining or something. He stands there, folds it up, and put it into his pocket.
Oh.
And I just didn't have the heart to
Yeah,
say,
you can't. No,
mate,
you
my
can't.
dog's pissed on that
It's
the last
funny.
3 days.
Yeah.
And what you just wiped all over yourself
It's dog piss.
is piss. Well, like, it wasn't picking it up to help with a littering situation. He was picking it up because he wanted to use that bag for something. So all I could imagine is that he's took it home, he's put his like vegetables in this purple bag or something. Oh, I was absolutely fucking laughing. Once I got round the corner again and he wasn't in earshot, I had to let out the laughter. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. I say, just purely picked it up, looked at it, and then just wiped it onto his jumper, and then folds it up. So it's not just on his jumper; it's on his hands as well. Then in his pocket. Oh God, poor bastard.
Oh no.
Oh no. So from one old poor bastard to another poor bastard.
Right.
We'll start off with James.
I knew he was coming. I knew he was coming for some. I know from the build up, the segue, and because they're doing all right, ain't he?
Well, the first comment's from a couple of weeks ago. He just says, "Gutted you sacked the bald man. He was doing bits for United." So obviously he's on about the sacking of Eric Ten Hag. No need to call him bald. You know, that's really disrespectful. That is. It's most likely not his choice that he had a skinhead. So you should think better.
Yeah, be better, James.
Yeah, what would Trump do? Trump wouldn't say that.
No.
Trump would fucking buy him a wig.
He'd go Turkey.
Yeah.
Take him Turkey.
Give him some fake tan and that as well. Fucking, how would you feel if you went bald, James? And then his second message was you that upset about it that you couldn't get the pod recorded? He loves it. That ruined his week. That did. That we didn't have an episode out for it.
But like he done that fucking pod after we found out we didn't release the pod. He couldn't wait to send that on a Monday morning.
He was sitting there. He was like, I've got to say something. So apologies, we didn't get one out to you, James. Hopefully this is made up for it. I mean, yeah, Liverpool are doing all right, aren't they?
Well, mate, credit where credit's due. We sat here, me and you, and we says they're not going to be that good, and they're doing all right. Well, they're doing more than all right.
Yeah, they're doing all right. But they're still not doing the best though.
Well, top of the Champions League and top of the Premier League.
That Champions League was mad though, because obviously Villa lost the other night.
Oh, did you see the Torraming thing where he touched the ball?
Absolutely
I don't
crazy.
understand why he done that.
He was just confused, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it shows the difference with the refs, because if that was in the Premier League, most likely would have let it go.
What happened last season for Arsenal, same scenario.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just like, let it go.
Just put it back, Whereas the European refs that just don't stand for it, do they?
That's it.
It's like, no, that's a handball, fucking penalty.
Do you like the new system?
I feel like it's going to take a lot of getting used to, but we have been getting some good games.
Yeah, like Real Madrid lost to AC Milan.
Yeah. Sporting against Man City, that was a good game
Yeah.
as well.
You're getting games. Look, when teams normally have like a little build up to like European games where they can have a weekend off.
Mm.
You know, because I always remember, what was that team called Sheriff something? Do you remember that team?
Yeah.
So I'm in like Real Madrid first in them. I'm like, well, they've won 2 games, and I think
Yeah.
you know they can play like the second string. So I feel like it's took away. That's what it's good for.
Mm.
You know, because it is more competitive. Not all of them, obviously, but you know when AC Milan and Real Madrid are playing, look, fourth round in.
Mm.
No, I like it like that.
Yeah.
It take a while. I do miss. I have to admit, I do miss the old format. I love the old format. Four teams. You play them, you know, home and away.
Yeah.
I did, but I am going to like this one. I like, you know, just because you are getting the better matches.
Yeah, I think after this one and maybe next season as well, some of the kinks will be ironed out, and it could be a good system for it, I reckon. But yeah, they're doing well. They've rode the luck on a few games. Obviously, coming back with late winners a lot of the time.
We're on about Liverpool now.
Liverpool still now, yeah. But yeah, it's I mean, it's just easing up for him at the moment. I mean, who would have expected Forest to be sitting in third as well?
Yeah.
It's. I feel like I say it every season, but this one's been more entertaining as well. And then it's the first time.
I think it's because Man City ain't doing that well.
Yeah.
So it's not as boring.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Now it's the first time since 2018 since Man City have lost 3 games in a row.
About time, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, lost to.
So being a Man U
Carabao.
supporter, ain't it? I was fucking 3 months ago and he did that.
Well, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, all I was saying though is credit where credit's due. We sat here and we didn't rank them. I rated Chelsea, which I still do, by the way. You know, but we sat here and we was like, they're gonna do shit, and they're not doing shit.
They're doing
So
well.
I'm just.
But it all depends on where
it's
we
not how
get
you
to
start,
at the end
it's
of the
where you
season.
finish. Yeah.
So yeah, I still recommend City will fucking win the league because you just know that they can just literally go on the rest of the season and win every game.
It wouldn't.
Because they
Yeah,
just
it wouldn't
got
be
it in them,
surprised, would it?
But it does get you thinking: is it because the lads know that Pep is going at the end of the season, so they're a bit nervous, maybe?
I just think like when you have an injury to a certain player, so then another one gets injured. It's hard, because they've played a lot of games.
But they haven't got an injury crisis, though, have they?
No.
3 injuries.
No.
How big their squad is. Ridiculous. You know, I could go on and on about how many injuries fucking United players have got. Which it's annoying because a few of them starting to come back now that the next manager's coming in.
Obviously.
Hammer him. Hopefully he comes in and does all right. I'm not fucking going to do like what most of these other United fans have started off doing already. Oh, he's back at Man City in the Champions League. He's going to come here and he's going to fucking win us the league and blah, blah. But we've still got players that just are happy to down tools for people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll wait to see what he can do. Hopefully he can just start getting the better out of some of the players again.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we'll see. Time will tell with that. Now, moving away from football, because we're not a footballing podcast.
We're
all
just
about
first
the real talk.
politics, football.
And now, on to, alcohol, essentially.
Well, I was going to say shagging. So, like, politics, football, shagging. Then the next one was going to be beers.
No, I think we
Look,
talk
as a
about
guess.
poo, / like wiping arses and that more than we do alcohol.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, beers anyway. We've got a message from Alan, and he said, right, lads, just at Heathrow, about to go on holiday, pint in hand at 11 a.m.
Nice.
This is the life. So it got me wondering what your favourite pints are. So airport, beach, etc.
What? Sorry, what was that?
So what's your favorite point? So not what actual lager, but it's the scenario. So he's at the airport
Yeah.
having a pre-holiday beer.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, yeah, airport or at the beach or whatever. What's your
Right.
favorite
Okay.
one?
I really like. I must admit, while you are on holiday having a beer,
Mm,
and now it'd have to be a cruise camper.
mm,
So I can just imagine that being really nice. Actually, I've never had a cruise camper.
on holiday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would go down
So
out. But also liked it last week where it's just in a quiet, when the pub's not too bright, dark, it's just got that perfect lighting
yeah,
and it's just a cozy one. Oh, that go down then as well.
I had a couple of them last night as well. To be fair, £6 a pint though in the one pub in fucking Liverpool because I was working in Liverpool this week.
Well, that's how much there was the last weekend. £6 something.
But it's not a premium lager though, is it? So
I don't know, mate. I mean, I think that's just what it is now, unless it's Carling. That's the price it is for.
shocking to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like holiday wise, do always love a nice holiday beer.
Oh,
I'd say my favourite one is when it's been especially if it's been a hard crap week.
yeah.
But on a Friday or a Saturday when you finish grafts and you just get that first one, always goes down a
That
treat.
first one.
Yeah, doesn't even touch the
Yeah.
sides.
It is when you need a drink. That's,
Yeah.
I would say, when you need a drink, that's when it goes down as well, doesn't it? Like, oh yeah, I've needed it. Well, as we spoke about before, off the pod, I need a drink and literally, mate. So yeah, I had a few beers last week, and I must have, as I said, I must have had about 6 of them, and could have done it again today, mate. To be honest.
No, I've drank enough this week. I mean, I'll probably have some tomorrow, but I'm not having none today.
But I'd say what's nice as well. Obviously, after a game of football, when the weather's decent,
Yeah.
I had it. We went to Tamworth. Had a game in the summertime pre-season. A jar of Asahi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right because I've heard different people call it different things.
Yeah.
But mate, they went down nice. I had about 3 of them, and I was waiting for the lads because obviously I weren't driving. I was waiting for someone just to go. Should we just have some more?
But you can always just have more. You
No,
don't
because
have
if
to
the
wait to
driving,
be.
because the driving, then so I don't
No,
want
but you can still.
Nah, it's not the
'cause
same.
You don't have to stay in the range. You can be like, oh, that's gone down the
No,
tree.
because what I'm
I
saying
want
is,
to go grab another
I
one.
don't want to grab another one if the geezer that was driving wants to drive back.
Yeah, but you just say, I want to have a couple. Do you mind?
Yeah, well, that's what we said. We'll have a few, and obviously we had 3, and obviously it was. You don't want to have too many in drive, I suppose. But
That was why he wasn't drinking alcohol. He was on the 0%.
yeah.
Yeah. No drinking and driving. I mean, that's another thing that's real. Hopefully, it is just the way that the films and TV programs portray it. Like, well, Americans always drink driving.
Like, why let's drive to the bar knowing they're gonna get absolutely smashed?
Yeah, and then they'll drive back.
Like,
I just don't get it.
it is weird though, isn't it? Because if you're steaming, you come on your fucking pickup truck there because we're in America here. You're fucking likely. It's the same scenario if you have a gun,
Yeah.
you're gonna shoot someone. It's just, but yeah, there never seems.
I've got both.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Apparently, Americans have shit beer on draft. I was watching what's his name now? He has this skinhead. Fuck, he's gonna come to me after the podcast. Literally, he won the award in the week for best travel vlogs. Hashtag Brady. Do you know who he is?
I'm really not going to.
No. So he's like a TikToker, but he does like travel blogs, and he went to America,
Okay.
and he was saying like how the beer shit in America, like on draft. I don't know what he was drinking.
Probably Budweiser or Coors.
No, so he could have been a Coors actually, but they have the other one. Is he could Mite MIT?
Oh yeah, I had some of them.
Or Mighty, or I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know how it's pronounced, but I had some.
But he looked
at the country night the other week.
okay.
it was a warm can for starters, and yeah, it was dead.
Right.
It was fucking. I'd say as bad as a Foster's.
He was saying that like you can't get a decent pint in America compared to like I suppose I don't know, maybe it's just me, but you do go to different pubs and there is a fucking different selection. You go to different pubs because they have different beers because there's that many.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I just thought that was interesting.
I suppose it's because it's only the last few years really where pubs have started to branch out and get these
Their own,
different beers and a lot of different ales and craft beers and stuff. Otherwise, years ago, it literally was just the same ones, wasn't it? You'd go in, be a Carly and a Foster's, a Heineken, Guinness, Strongbow, Smiths. I think that was pretty much that'd be all that would be on the tap. But I don't know, a couple of bitters maybe.
I was just going to say, look, just you are right because obviously it is a bit more selection. But I was just going to go back to obviously to the question. I do like a few Desperados before jumping on a plane. I think because like the nice heavy, like the smaller bottles.
Yeah. And
then I like having 2 or 3, then having a coffee before I go on to the plane.
I suppose because Desperado they give you that holiday feel anyway because
it's got the lime.
You got a little wedge of lime in it. And, you know, you start getting a bit fruity then, don't you?
You start off wearing like jeans and a like jumper, like comfies, like tracksuit. Then like by the time you finish, you've got your swimming trunks on, sandals.
Yeah, peckers out.
Well, thanks for your question.
Yeah, hopefully you had a good holiday as well, mate. So, question from Riley now then. If you two were thieves but only stole items to inconvenience your victim, what would you steal?
Oh, that's a good one.
I would steal the plug from the bath. Because then, like, if I knew that they love the bath, then plug from the bath.
That's
so
a good one, actually. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I was going to say something like the remote because it's an inconvenience, especially when you have the TVs built into like the cinema walls now.
Yeah, because most of them, you literally used to have the buttons on the sides,
but
most of them don't.
Literally. I think some of them are underneath now, like it's just on after, but not all of them. Like the flat ones, like really. So
I've definitely got no buttons on my TV.
Yeah. So maybe a remote as well, because that would be fucking
remote or the batteries.
Nah, the remote, because that way you can walk to shop and get batteries. Can you imagine? You'd have to go order off online and wait for it to come as well. Nah, but I do like the plug one. That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, plug. That'd be the funny one for me. No, everyone needs
like sorry, or the light bulbs. So like they have to go over in the dark. Be a good one.
No, because you got a torch on your phone, ain't you? So it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Then.
We'll go with the plug. That was a good one, actually. Yeah.
But then your remote's still good as well, though. But then if you got multiple TVs, you'd have to steal all the remotes because if you got a Samsung in the living room, then up in the bedroom or a Fire Stick, the remote does the same thing.
Yeah.
So you'd have to steal all of them. So again, if I was stealing the bath plug, it'd be from every bath that they've got in the house, and the sinks as well, just in case it could be universal. You know, so yeah. Oh, I've got to have a shower. Fuck you, smelly bastards. So we've got a bit of a long one here.
Right.
That's what she said. We've got a ghost story. Now, this was from the other week. I think they were preempting for a Halloween special, which we would have liked to have done, but just couldn't, unfortunately. So I've done it again. I haven't put the name. Apologies. They said, "Hey guys, had a couple of experiences that I'm unable to explain. I'll start with the first incident when I was around 11 years old and my brother was 14. We lived in a new build home in Wales, very normal looking and definitely didn't feel or look haunted. We found a couple of strange things in the back garden when we were younger, such as old bottles and a pair of broken sunglasses Not sure if it's related or nothing, or not, but thought I'd mention it. One of the first strange things that happened was when my mum called us downstairs, as for some reason there was a glass full of milk on the kitchen table uh, that was full to the brim. Like it was so full, if you moved it, it would spill. My brother and I had no idea, as neither of us did it. We went to the living room for something, and when we came back, the glass of milk was empty. Weird, but didn't think much of it. A couple of weeks after this, uh, me and my brother were playing the Sims game on the computer.
Mm.
Oh, classic there. Uh, it was only the two of us in the house, as my mother was working late. We were creating a new sim when all of a sudden something came between me and my brother's ears and said, "Stop it." It was the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life, and still to this day I can hear it. It was really unnatural. I could almost feel the breath, and it freaked us both out. And we both turned and looked at each other and says, "Did you hear that?" We both jumped out of our seats and ran into the other room, called our mother and uh, told her, and she just chalked it up as our imagination. But whatever happens to us was real and definitely happened. I've done a bit of research on it and found out that ghosts do sometimes whisper stuff in your ears. Fast forward to a few years later, nothing paranormal after the milk and whispering ghost girl thing. So it was a girl's voice that said stop it then. Um, but then there was one night when I was in bed, I had the TV on and the green lights outside, sorry, street lights outside would make the screen reflect stuff. So I could see things in my hallway, etc. It was around 3 a.m. in the morning when I randomly woke up and saw what looked like a woman in a white gown walk into the bathroom and shut the door behind them. Freaked me right out. I said to myself, it's probably my brother, as he had a white dressing gown. I decided to get up and have a look. I knocked on the door, expecting my brother to reply, but there was no answer, so I opened the door, and there was nobody in there. Scared the shit out of me, ran back to bed, pulled the sheets over my head, ended up falling asleep. Told my mother and brother about it, but they both just said I must have been dreaming. Uh, Other than those incidents, nothing else really happened until now. So recently, so she's 28, had completely forgotten about the ghost girl uh, voice until her brother brought it up a couple of weeks ago. Once I started to remember it, some strange shit started happening. Now, this only happens when I'm in work. It's never happened at home or anywhere else. But basically, I was sitting in the work canteen having my lunch, and in the corner of my eye, I saw what looked like a man in an orange hoodie with his hood up and blue jeans. When I turned to look, he disappeared. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens a lot. Always the same orange hoodie and blue jeans. Now, where I work is right next to the Cardiff Central train station. I'm not sure if that's linked at all. Maybe a death on the railway or something. But I'm still seeing the orange hoodie man to this day, and I just want to know what we think.
Well, judging from other ghost shows, it seems like she's in tune with her spiritual side, so
Mm,
medium-esque. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's got untapped potential there.
yeah.
Maybe as you're getting older, you're tapping into it a bit more. Potentially, if you believe that stuff.
Mm,
Some people don't, some people do. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do find it interesting that both of them heard the stop it. 'Cause, you know, there's sometimes you go, you say something, then and not, nah, nah. obviously you just so the fact that both of them heard it. Yeah.
So I hear things quite a lot, to be fair, but I feel like because I'm slightly deaf in my right ear,
What was that?
exactly, that sometimes my brain can just play a little trick on me as if to say like, oh, someone said something then when no one actually did. But yeah, I think like what we give the other person a bit of advice of, just be careful, make sure you're staying safe. If you see the orange hooded person,
Because the lads on the rails do wear those orange hivey jumper hoodie things, don't
yeah,
they? Yeah.
yeah,
Reflective hivies.
yeah, I'd say if you see them, try and get someone else's attention that you're working with.
Or
Say,
try to
can
speak
you
to the
see that?
person. Because that's what I've like. If mate, look, right. If it's not in my own house and I see a ghost, and we say we go to a ghost thing, yeah,
Mm.
and I see someone, I'm going, oi, we do
Step back, you
just
bastard!
just
I'll break your
just to
legs.
see if anything happens. If it's in my own house, different story and saying shit
Mm.
like, but no, if you give me a camera as well, I'll fucking run to get some money for that bad boy. Oi, ghost.
Just want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah,
How did you die?
Yeah, imagine if he did as well. Walk through that wall.
Was it retarded?
Simple Jack.
But hopefully, hopefully you can get to the bottom of it. I wouldn't know if there's anything related to it, like he says, because of the train station or anything. Maybe you'd be better suited to be able to find any information. You know, just doing a local Google search, because you might be able to find a picture of said person in the orange hoodie.
See if they look familiar.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, if you can get someone else to see them as well, or just ask the people that you're working with, if you keep seeing a person in an orange hoodie and blue jeans fucking staring at us and that, because someone else might be having that experience as well. If not, watch Sixth Sense. Was it Sixth Sense? I see dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can get some tips off of Bruce Willis, even though he was dead all along. Spoilers.
It does seem like if that is the case, you are some kind of in tune with your spiritual side.
Mm. Yeah, seek out professional help because there is other mediums, psychics, and that out there. Derek Akora
Sam
isn't with us anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he?
tragic.
Yeah. I love how he got outed as a fake, though.
Oh, yeah, with the Jamaican thing.
Yeah. But yeah, just reach out to, there'll be forums, chat rooms, or something. I don't know, people on Reddit maybe that you'd be able to ask those questions to. Get some tips on how to control your powers. And if you can start moving things with your mind and afterwards, then definitely take a video and let us know. Now we've got to get on to the confessions.
Right.
Ashley's been dying.
I try not to. Yeah, I try not to read them beforehand, so it's more organic. Yeah.
Well, let's give it a go then, Reg.
All right. Banger. Right. Confession 1. I work with this guy. He's super funny and quite handsome. I feel like we are pretty good friends, but I am also very sexually attracted to him, and he gives off the vibe that he feels the same way. The golden rule is don't dip the pen in company ink, but I want to make him not. Jamie,
Barbara Ash.
what are your opinions on this confession?
Well, I feel as though you do need to control yourself a little bit. Sometimes the urges can be a bit strong, but as long as it's not done in the workplace, you know, if you go out and have a couple of drinks first, see if the connection is there outside of the office, and then you can let him nut
Yeah, I would also just say you said he gives off the vibe that he feels the same way. Just make sure that he does feel the same way before you make him know.
Get consent.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
Just have a conversation.
yeah.
Just go over. Say, all right, Jeff, you want to go have a drink? You want me to?
Make you know.
Yeah, in my mouth.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think it's much of a sin. It could blossom into something beautiful.
Yeah. No sins have been made.
No,
No, not yet.
nice
Oh,
confession though. Thanks
yeah,
for it.
thank you. Right, confession, sir. Right. I was out with some friends celebrating a birthday. We were out we were at a bar that has some dancing to blow off some steam. I'm not used to being the one getting hit on. While out with my friends, but there was a guy giving me a lot of attention. After a while the drinks got the better of me. I figured it would be a great idea to let him dance right on me. He started feeling me up while we danced, and when he suggested we step away, I went along with it. Hmm. No super, no, no super, no super steamy story. He took me to his car, and I started off by blowing him. Yeah, and he fingered me. Yeah,
Classic.
during. Then I rode him. No, it's wait. So no super steamy story. Then a super story comes after. So no super steamy story. He took me to his car, and I started off by blowing him, and he fingered me during. Then I rode him in the back seat of the car until he finished in me. I felt guilty afterwards on the way home, but literally none of my friends know this, so hopefully what he doesn't know won't hurt him. Hmm. I mean, it is a little bit steamy, but Father Jamie,
No, this definitely is a sin.
which one? Which one?
Well, she's cheated for
Mm.
starters. Did she say husband at the end there?
So she said, so I feel guilty afterwards on the way home, but literally none of my friends noticed. So hopefully, what he doesn't know won't hurt him. So I don't know if she hasn't, or she was just out with a friend, a male friend, maybe. Or, yeah.
No. So she's out with friends. Um, and yeah, by the sounds of it, at the end, she's got a partner at home, and yeah, she's let another man nut inside of her.
So
So
hopefully, what he doesn't know won't hurt him. Maybe he likes that stuff though. Maybe he'd get off on that. A cook.
yeah, but if he does, then she doesn't know about it. Otherwise, he'd be
Mm.
a part of the picture, looking through the car window.
The thing that got me, there was no super steamy story, and then afterwards was a super steamy story. It's just like,
I mean, it wasn't super steamy,
I
but
mean, well,
there
you
was
meet
a
someone,
little bit of hot mist coming out of it.
yeah, you meet someone, you suck them off the finger, yeah,
Yeah.
you ride them, and then you go home.
I mean, it mustn't have been a long situation as well, since none of her friends noticed that she disappeared.
Well, that's true, actually, yeah. But sometimes we all can't be winners, mate. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he got his.
That's what literally.
But the sounds of it as well, she got hers as well. She's
Yeah.
obviously enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just been a naughty girl. It's
Naughty girl.
so I'm gonna say you've got to have 22 Hail Marys, and well, you can't unblow him and unfingered. You're gonna have to donate to a charity of people that can't give blowjobs and can't get fingered.
Yeah.
I don't know what charity that would be. Yeah, just donate. Do some charity work. Go feed the homeless. Don't blow any of them. We'll let them finger you. And then you might be forgiven for your sins then.
Yeah. Thank you for your confessions,
Yeah.
both of you.
And then after that now then, we shall leave it there. We've rocked up an hour. We'll put the world to its rights.
Yeah.
And we shall leave you there.
Until next time.
We should be having an episode next week, but I do go on holidays. If it does get missed,
yes.
we will apologise.
Right,
We are gonna try and still get one out. But
why are we doing a heads up this month? Might be a bit hit or miss. And obviously birthdays as well. Little Kobe's one.
Yeah.
How quick's that gone as well?
I know.
But,
12 months.
So
Blue.
yeah, just bear with us this month.
Yeah. If there is anything missed, we will make sure we make it up to you all you lovely listeners and James. And yeah, we will try and see you next week. So we'll see you later. Peace.
Grab your headphones, get ready to groove. Ash and JD will make your mood improve. Banter that's waiting, oh so sly. Their chemistry's electric, you can't deny. You can't deny. Can't deny.